All right, guys, this is just going to be a little bit of more of a light-hearted video. I'm still going to make Eagles videos occasionally, so this is probably the only one I'm going to make until the season actually starts. But yeah, football's back, guys. The distraction returns, right? I talk about slop consumption and things like that, but you know, seeing that wing on the helmet and that Eagles logo, it is a guilty pleasure of mine, guys, and it always will be. And so yeah, I watched the highlights. I wasn't actually able to watch the preseason game because I was at work, but I did watch the highlights. And something that's always fun about watching preseason is you can actually watch both teams, and it doesn't really matter because it's preseason. So I think playing the Bengals as the first game was a pretty interesting one. There was a lot of Eagles rookies on the field too. A lot of them probably won't make it, but the scrubs look promising, guys. Tanner McKee, he was getting praised by Saquon, so it was pretty fun to watch. They had Joe Burrow. I saw this thing from Skip Bayless where he was trying to say how crappy the Eagles are or something. I don't even know. Skip Bayless is so retarded, but he was trying to say something like, "Oh, Joe Burrow threw 3 touchdowns and like against the defending champs in the first quarter of the game." Sorry, adjusting this. And it was like when I watched the highlights, I was like, the fact that Joe Burrow played at all and the Eagles scrub defense did that well is pretty commendable. I can't remember if he threw 2 or 3 touchdowns, but yeah, he did throw some touchdowns. But they had like all their starters. They had Chase in there. They had Burrow in there, so that was funny to watch. But yeah, I was really just watching the defense. The defense still looks good, even with those scrubs. Something that I always like to do with preseason is, you know, it was like that. I think it was 2018 or 2019 when everyone got injured, and Carson Wentz carried them to the playoffs. I always like to imagine that now, where it's like when I'm watching preseason games, it's like, okay, this is the worst case scenario, right? Like this is what the team will look like if all hell breaks loose in the, you know, maybe I'll make a video about this, but the Eagles are on the Madden cover this year, guys. Saquon went full curse mode. So, you know, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I'm also not saying it's not going to happen. The Eagles could be in for some surprises this season. That's all I'm going to say. You know, as much as I want the dynasty to happen, I don't want to become a meme like the 49ers where, you know, we're talking about the quest for 6, right? That's the Niners. We're talking about the quest for 3 or whatever for the next. Well, I guess if they don't win a Super Bowl by the beginning of 2028, I actually don't think that it is a dynasty because they'd have to win 2 more at that rate. But if they can win 1 more before 2028, so I think that gives them literally 3 more seasons to win the Super Bowl, to become a dynasty and have the Nick Foles ring count, right? And yeah, by the way, I saw the ring, pretty dope, gotta say, where the wings pop out. Even my brother was impressed, and he's kind of an Eagles hater, so that shows you that it's a good ring. And yeah, just a minor thing there. Not gonna make whole videos about these topics. You know, when I talk about the Eagles, I'm probably just gonna I'm gonna be reacting during the season. That'll be your slop, right? You know, I've done it with politics too, but the main slop will be reacting. And, you know, hopefully I can go on other people's channels with the Eagles. It'd be pretty fun. We'll have to see how that pans out. But yeah, this video I'm just gonna kind of talk about Eagles things. Yeah, so the ring was cool. I guess this is not Eagles related, but Tom Brady, they just built a statue of him, and the memes for those have been really funny. They've been using AI to put like a giant Eli Manning statue behind him, but the big one is Nick Foles got a statue before, and so I guess Tom Brady is the second quarterback to get a statue from Super Bowl LII. So what else? What else happened with the Eagles? I don't think anything's really happened. They've been talking about doing a new dome, which I guess it can protract, so like you can put the dome up or down. Again, I don't really like this. I think every NFL team is going to do this, and God forbid they start a team in Utah, because I don't know if you guys know this, but all of that comes out of your taxes. I'm pretty sure most of you know that if you're a sports fan, but it's never a good sign when teams get more extravagant and start spending more money on things like this, because it just means your taxes are going to go way up. It's actually a crime that the NFL can do this with how much money they make. I mean, this hat costs $40, okay? This shirt I'm wearing, I think this shirt was like $50, right? I didn't pay that price, but these are like I paid the price for the hat, but the shirt I got for Christmas. These are the listed, retail prices that people pay. I've talked about this in the past. That used to be one of my biggest things. I went into a lot of debt over this. Eagles merch. I used to buy way too much Eagles merch. So I have so much Eagles merch now. It's almost to the point where I think like 1 out of every 3 of my shirts is an Eagles shirt. And then I've got like 7 hoodies. It's crazy. I mean, it's probably not as much as some of you. I've got like 9 jerseys. I pretty much stopped buying jerseys after the whole Nick Foles era, just because the way the NFL is now, players come and go, and if I was going to buy jerseys now, I don't know. I appreciate this team, but maybe like Devontae Smith, Cooper DeJean, I guess. Cooper DeJean, if he continues, he'd be tempting, but I don't know. I've kind of changed my mentality on jerseys as well. I kind of just think it's like gay to wear another man's name on your back. It's kind of, maybe I'm just old, but yeah, I'm kind of over it. So I've still got my jerseys. I'm going to keep them. Nick Foles will always be my favorite, as you guys know. I'm just going to stick to that for life. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. So I'll kind of talk a little bit about the game, I guess, as well, because that's what the video is supposed to be about. But it is preseason, so it doesn't matter. But one thing that I really liked, and again, I'm going to really be following it this year, but I still think the NFL is a little bit rigged in like a WWE sense. You could really see it in the Colts preseason game. I saw I can't remember the quarterback that got sacked. I think it was Richardson. The Colts, I don't even know what their team is anymore. But he snapped the ball, and the O-lineman guy just ran straight ahead. You can see the video clear as day. He just ran straight ahead and let the guy get sacked. It looked literally like he just deliberately just ran ahead. I don't know. There's just things in the NFL now where it's like, again, it's like WWE. There's real things that happen. It's like real sports you're watching, but they can tell people like what to do. So I'm going to be really testing that theory this year, because I talked about it last year, late in the season. I thought the Eagles were going to get rigged out of this, but they ended up blowing the Chiefs out. Also proved my point, though, with the Chiefs. When the refs don't help the Chiefs suck. It's been my theory for a while. We'll test it again this year. That's another thing I'll be testing, right? I'm going to be approaching the NFL in a completely different lens this year, guys, so it'll be fun. But yeah, they used the tush push with Tanner McKee, and it worked. They actually got a touchdown out of it, so that was interesting to watch. But the rigged part was, yeah, the announcers, too. I pay attention to the announcers. They were sitting there talking about, like, this is a statement to all the teams that tried to ban the tush push. And it's just like, I don't know. It's got this, like, theater element to it for me now, where it's like, yeah. My past self, I would have been, like, shitting myself over something like, oh, that's right. You go get him. But now it's just, I don't know. Like I said, football is a distraction. It's in the title of this video. The distraction returns. That's really what it is. But it's okay. It's okay to have distractions in life, you know. Not everything has to be serious. You know, this channel, I took a completely different direction with it, but you know, I'm still gonna stay my lighthearted self at the end of the day, and I can't not cover football in no capacity, right? You know, I gotta still talk about things, especially if the Eagles are good. If the Eagles suck, I'm probably not gonna get as mad as I used to, but it just depends on the game, right? Game by game. Those are the reaction videos that you guys might get. Those won't even be scheduled out. If I do those, I'm just going to release them, because that's kind of the fun of doing Eagles content, is being reactionary. And oh yeah, another thing with the Eagles that I forgot to talk about. This is a little bit political, but I don't know. A lot of Eagles fans are talking about that. That's the thing about Eagles fans that live in like Philadelphia, right? If you guys are watching, you probably, I mean, there's a lot of liberals in Philadelphia, right? It's a leftist city, right? And so there's like a lot of fuss happening, because I don't even know if this is true, because I refuse to click on these links, but I guess Trump tried to get Saquon Barkley to I don't remember the department. Trump is doing Trump things. We're gonna set up a division of sports, and I want Saquon Barkley to be the head. I guess that's what the idea is. He wants to set up some kind of sports commission. Probably, I just realized this, probably in response to that incident that happened a week ago, where that guy tried to murder some NFL CEOs, and I think he went to the wrong floor or something and killed a bunch of random people. I remember this now vaguely. Remember, guys, the firmware updates happen every Thursday, okay? So every Thursday, a new thing. This week, it's the Sydney Sweeney, which I made a video about that. I hope you guys go watch that. But, yeah, I just realized, actually, that could be why Trump's doing this, because this whole debacle happened, I guess. And, you know, it's a serious thing, by the way. I think Brett Favre has Crohn's disease or something. Something happened with Brett Favre, but yeah, the hitting of the head is actually a serious issue. It does screw these guys up. We're pretty much watching modern day gladiator fights, but like nobody can die, right? There's no to kill the other team when they lose. It's just horrific injuries. You know, they get paid millions of dollars, right? I'm not crying a river for them, but that's essentially what football is. It's just the modern day distraction. It is the modern day gladiator fights. Right now we got FanDuel as well. FanDuel just makes it even more so possibly rigged, and also just more of a distraction, more of a money time sink. But yeah, Trump was trying to do this department, and apparently Saquon was rumored, but now he's like denying it. And I guess Jalen Hurts, I don't know with Jalen Hurts, that people always say Jalen Hurts says things, but I don't believe it usually, because Jalen Hurts is a guy, like, it's the one thing that I really like about the guy, is that he's pretty much all business. So like, I don't really believe that he said, you know, I know he's a huge leftist. His wife is like I don't know if he married her actually, but his girlfriend wife is like a huge feminist. I think Jalen himself is, but I don't think he commented on this, because, you know, again, Jalen is all business. I respect the guy. The guy has one goal in life, and that's to win Super Bowls. If he can give me as many Super Bowls as I can handle, like say he plays for another 10 years and wins like 3 more rings, you know, I'll take it. Okay, I'll take it. I don't even want football to be political. That was the original reason why I stopped making videos about the Eagles in 2020, was because it became so cringe and political. But yeah, that's kind of the update, I guess, guys. This is about the preseason, but it's also just about what's been happening in the sports realm. I don't know. Yeah, the season, I think I can't even remember how many preseason games there are. 3 now. I think they've cut it down to 3. So the season, we play the Cowboys first, I think at the beginning of September. So I'll be watching that one, but the Cowboys suck, so it should be an easy 1-0 to start the season. Should be no issues there. you know, we'll have to see. But the Redskins are going to be, that's another thing that happened, actually. I should make a video about that, but I think I will, actually, so I won't talk. But Trump is pressuring, sorry, there's flies all over the place. Trump is pressuring the Redskins, you know, that's what I'm always going to call them, but the Commanders, he's pressuring them to change their name back to the Redskins, or he won't fund them or something like that. I'm going to look into that because that's an interesting story. You know, as cringe as Trump is right now, to avoid the Epstein list, he is entertaining still. That is one thing that I've always liked about Trump, is that he is an entertaining dude. He's much more entertaining than Joe Biden or any of those other clowns were during the last 5 years. But it is funny. It is a funny meme. Like, whenever Trump does something now, everyone's like, are you going to release the list? Or, you know, and in my, you know, I've talked, I don't know if there even is a list. Like, I made Epstein videos already, but it's just funny because he'll post like literally anything. Like, he'll be like, I just went over to the UK and I just made a great deal, folks. And then all the comments is, so where's the list, right? Still won't release the list. Guys, I'm announcing today that the Washington Redskins name has to come back. It has to come back, folks. If it doesn't come back, then the team, I'm not going to accept the team, okay? Yeah, so that's kind of the video, guys. It's a little bit longer than I thought, but football's back. You know, it's like I said in the Sydney Sweeney video, right? Like, it's okay to like that Sydney Sweeney's hot, okay? She does indeed have good genes. It's okay to be happy that football is back because, you know, it is an American tradition, and it is slop. Something that's happening to me when as I'm becoming more orthodox is that I'm just kind of like accepting the modern world as it is, right? Like, I definitely have my wards against it now, but there's no point in getting mad about this stuff, right? What's going to happen is going to happen. So since Trump says we're in a golden age, right? I say that with asterisks because it's a lie. We're in a horrible age right now as far as economic stability and demographic change, we'll say. You know, the birth rates are in the absolute toilet right now, but, you know, if Trump wants to pretend we're in a golden age, you know, if football wants to distract us, if Sydney Sweeney's boobs want to distract us, you know, who am I to complain too much, right? At least it's not what it was before, right? At least we can feel like we have a distraction again, right? We can pretend, even though we know the deep, dark truths now. We can pretend, guys. We can pretend. So anyway, that's the video. Again, didn't do a good job of shilling, but if you guys watched all of this, thank you for watching. Go down and like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. With that one, though, I will talk to you guys on the next video.